Today, we're going on a date. Oh, look who's home! Hey! Want to spy on my date?
What?
In approximately like an hour.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I texted you this.
Get ready with me. Hi guys, today I'm going on a date. Also, I'm in Seattle. We are joined by my friend Brielle.
Hi.
We're gonna talk, we're gonna gab. We have 1 hour till date. So let's get ready.
I'm not going on the date, but I'm gonna get ready anyway.
Oh yeah. You could go on a date.
You know,
could come with me and just spy on me.
I did propose that. I think that would be...
you could do that.
That would be kind of great.
They suggested the cafe that we were at just a few hours ago.
For like half of the day.
Yeah. But would you want to eat at Pacha?
Oh, I don't know if I would come if... I don't know if I would come regardless.
Oh, you don't know if you're gonna come?
No, I'll probably stay home.
Oh.
Unless you seriously do want me to spy, which I can.
It won't be that interesting to you, I don't think. It'll just be me talking.
I mean, I'm very curious to see what dating Dustin is like.
I'm not a huge direct flirt. I find it very cringy and I hate it. I hate when someone's like directly flirty. I like subtlety.
Like, give me a breakdown of your flirting style.
I do a lot of eye contact, more smiley. I'm trying to get rid of this, but I find myself becoming more of a manic pixie dream girl vibe. I'm the best version of myself, so I'm super likable. Like, I just ask a lot of questions. I'm a little touchy. I'll do like a little arm touch, like, bah.
Okay. I feel like that's the type of flirting that I always gravitated towards when I was in the dating pool.
I don't know how people do the direct, like, you look so beautiful thing, or like...
Do people... I feel like that's very rare.
I like subtlety, as if we're not even on a date, as if we're just friends hanging out.
Like, we're just hanging. We're getting to know each other.
Kosas concealer. Lately, I've been getting a little bit insecure with my eye bags and my smile lines. I notice when I get photographed, they're so apparent and I look like I'm rotting. I look like I'm dead. I notice whenever I travel, I always try to go on a date.
You be going on dates all over the place.
I do. When I was in Chicago, I went on a date as well. I just think it's good. It's good to experience people from different places.
I mean, the fact that you can get that many people to agree to a date is pretty miraculous.
I feel like it's pretty easy on a dating app.
Okay,
You just swipe, 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 swipe. Hey, let's go on a date. I make it real fast. I'm like, hey, I'm here for the weekend. Let's hang out. I wanted to talk about confidence and charisma and like being charming because I don't know if I've told you the story. I think I have.
Oh?
On Halloween at the frat party?
No.
Okay, so I went to my first frat party during Halloween weekend. Obviously, I was drunk as hell. And
obviously.
I was in the bathroom. It's basically like one bathroom, so girls and guys are there and it's really crowded. So I was in there. I took a waz, I was washing my hands, and there were these two people dressed as frat people, like snapbacks and stuff like that. That entire weekend, I've really been getting into dapping people up. You know, that's been my new thing lately, like, hey! I was doing that to people the entire weekend. Basically, the frat dudes, obviously I'm gonna dap up people dressed as frat dudes. There were two people that were washing their hands. I was like, frat dudes? They're like, yeah! I was like, hey! I dap up the first person, and the second person, I'm midway about to dap up. And they were like, oh, by the way, you're really cute. I dap them up. I'm like, thank you. And I leave.
Bro, why?
Yeah.
Were they cute?
I don't really remember. If they were, I would have done something about it.
So is this, in your opinion, an example of you not having confidence and charisma?
I think so. I think I'm confident, but when it comes to being charming, I don't think I'm charming. I think when people meet me, I'm not like the most charming guy in the world where people are like, oh, he's so like...
And is that something you want?
That is something I want. You get a lot of privileges from it. I made it a goal this year that I wanted to be flirty, like a flirty person, and like charming. Fail! Did not do that. Like,
what, in your opinion, like makes someone charming?
I think when they're just really kind, really warm, really inviting, you make people blush because of just how sweet and like amazing you are. Don't you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Milk blush. I think also physically, I think of a lead in a rom-com.
Like sparkling
tall,
smile.
like, yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm more like, oh, he's like cute. I'm not a leading man in a rom-com, and I don't know if that's just because of white Hollywood. I'm a short Asian dude, you know, I don't know.
You can still embody that energy.
I know, I still would like to, that's the goal, but I just don't think I naturally am that. I think I'm a welcoming guy. When I meet someone new, I like make sure people are included in the conversation and stuff. I think there's a difference between being like really warm and that creates a charm that people start to have a crush on you kind of charm. I just feel like you have to have that natural swagger.
I feel like another thing that makes me think someone is charming is if they're like complimentary and just like make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah, and I'm really bad at that, I think. I just think I don't think about it.
I can't think of anything you've ever complimented me on, actually.
Actually, that's a lie, because we definitely played games and we talked about compliments.
Oh, yeah.
I've complimented your like motivation and consistency and stuff.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So... But I don't give it often. Just because it doesn't like...
It doesn't naturally come up.
I feel like I only compliment things that I'm astounded by.
Yeah. He's like this in general, like even with media and stuff.
So when I give a compliment, it's like...
It's a big deal.
I guess I can try to like just say compliments. How do I get myself to actually mean them?
It's true.
No.
I mean, you don't want to be fake either. Is the...
I think...
Oh!
Oh!
You okay? Bit
What?
you?
Has he ever bitten?
No!
Okay, brief intermission. Their pet lizard just took a bite.
Bearded dragon just bit my boyfriend. It's fine.
Yep.
We're fine.
Anyway.
What were we talking about? Oh yeah, you
Charm.
don't give compliments.
Maybe I could just start out with that. I could find one thing I like about someone.
Yeah. It doesn't need to be anything big too. Like
Yeah.
I feel like part of charmingness is they notice small things.
Let me try.
Okay.
I really like your eyes.
Thank you.
Yeah. I love brown eyes.
Thanks. See?
And it's that
Perfect.
easy. But like, I feel like you have to say it naturally.
That was natural.
We went like this.
Yeah, they're talking about something completely unrelated and you notice something about them.
Like a natural like flirtation. I want to get good with talking with older people, like parents. I'm so bad at that.
Yeah. Being good with parents.
Yeah, that's a way I'm also not charming because I just didn't grow up with having to talk to adults like that, other than like teachers and stuff.
Aren't you meeting like friends' parents and stuff?
It'd be very brief, like at a birthday party, like hi, and then
Oh, okay.
they're in the backyard. Okay, bye.
I feel like that was always such green flag, like in high school and stuff. If you had a boy over and they were really good with your parents.
Again, I think that just comes down to the root of me not caring. Because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, why do I have to talk to these
Yeah, why do I
kids?
need to impress
like,
these adults?
Yeah. Unless like I was dating the person. But also I think it comes to how I was raised. My parents aren't really communicative. So I never learned how to talk to an older person and like have connection. Because even like when my parents, when I'm in the car with them and stuff, it's just silent. Also doesn't help, you know, grow up in a toxic household. I was afraid if I spoke a word, like something would happen.
But it doesn't seem like you're uncomfortable with speaking your mind in general, or like speaking in general.
I think a part of charm comes with like you're trying to impress someone too.
Yeah.
It comes with intention.
No, I do think some people are just naturally predisposed to be that way. Like, I don't know how much they're actually trying.
I also notice people who are charming have good family relationships. From what I've noticed.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, they're typically close with their family. Oh, people flirting.
People flirting.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally. And I think that's a part of the charm. Flirting is such a superpower. I was basically telling you a story about the Florence person. If you guys watch my previous videos, y'all know that. Or if you want the full story time, click the Patreon. I got a podcast talking all about it. Patreon plug! If you want the story time about how I got let on for 3 months by this person I met in Florence. I was visiting them at their school and it was kind of like a weird vibe right now. I didn't know where we stood. Like at that point we're like, okay, we gotta be friends or something. That's what I was thinking.
And this was back in California.
Yeah, but when I showed up, like, it still wasn't clear. So then I went to this person's, like, rehearsal, because they play violin. They did things like, feel my hands, they're so cold. And I was like, anything that has to do with hands, you're flirting.
Yeah.
Why would you tell me to touch your hands because they're so cold? Or like the classic, like, your hand is so big.
Oh, that's so
you know what I mean?
classic.
And then they did the thing where it's like, oh, do you want to like learn how to play violin? So they held the violin and I held the bow. And I would go like this and they would play it. Like, imagine the intimacy of like...
Yeah, that's flirting.
And then I brought it up to them when we were having like a long talk about what's going on. I was like, I don't know if that's just like you, but I kind of thought that was kind of flirtatious. And they were like, no, that's just me. People are naturally like that. I'm like, you have to know somewhat.
I think there's just a power trip maybe too from flirting with someone and being like, this person is probably into this.
Like, a lot of my friends are flirty. I do feel like they know it and they know they have power from it.
Yeah.
I want that!
I feel like I was like that a little bit in
Yeah,
college.
you should tell me about that, yeah. But you knew.
I did.
You told me you knew.
I did know. There would be instances where I just felt like I was actually just being nice and it was being taken as flirty and that was kind of annoying. But there was also times where I was leveraging it for sure. Sometimes because I was interested in the person and other times just because it was fun, to be honest, which is like maybe not the best thing.
Yeah. But also I think that's okay.
I think it's harmless as long as you're not like...
leading them on completely. If it's like your one interaction with them.
Right.
Gotta change. I might just wear this. What do you think?
I think you look cute. It's gonna be Seattle. What else would you wear? What would be the option?
Like a leather jacket.
If you're going for charismatic charming, I would go with the more like
Button-up
leather
leather
jacket. Yeah.
So we got this, eh? And then
Cute!
this.
Yeah!
And then I'll wear a little necklace. I'll
I like
change over
that.
here. So Brielle is in a happy long-term relationship.
3.5 years. guys?
When you guys are like first starting to date, I'm learning over time if there's any doubt or insecurity when you first start dating or talking, I feel like it's not gonna work. They should clearly show you they like you. What do you think about that? When you guys were talking, like, did you feel any doubt at all in the beginning? Were people playing hard to get?
Oh,
Like,
no.
Let's say first month of talking, like,
Oh no, yeah, I do think it was very clear that like he was interested.
no games. It was just like you never had insecurity about if he liked you.
He kind of had to bring me up to speed in that sense because I feel like I was more used to games from like my past dating experiences, and he was kind of just like, okay, we're not gonna do that.
I believe like if it's actually gonna work out, it should be like really easy where you don't even know it's about to work out.
Yeah, there should be no, how long has it been since he last messaged me? I need to make sure I wait just as long. I kind of had to leave all that stuff behind because it never worked.
Before Jeff, like, did you feel that a lot with every person you talked to?
With every person, no. With
Okay.
some, yeah, totally. Like there
Okay.
were definitely some people where I could tell.
Because I feel that every time.
Is it like a thing of if you act too interested, they lose interest?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst. I feel like that's how you know they don't actually like you though. Because like, if they did, you wouldn't have to worry about scaring them off.
Wait, gotta unbutton this a little. Let me go get my necklaces.
Yeah, you look cute.
Let me get my jewelry.
6:29. You're still fine.
Oh.
What was the vibe? Are you going to Pacha?
I agreed to Pacha.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Is it candles and shit?
I don't know if they do that every night. It might be candles.
Ooh, it's like we walk in there, it's like, I can always change it. It's like a
Yeah.
5-minute walk.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well. Brielle lives in a very walkable place.
I do live in a very walkable place.
Yeah. She just moved to Seattle.
Yes.
I was telling her today, I think I'm gonna end up, if I were to get in a relationship, it's probably gonna be a long distance one. I just get that vibe with my history.
I mean, you do be going on dates in a bunch of random places. So.
I know. I think it's just because I like everyone else better.
Than
like,
where you live.
than where I live. So I now live back in my hometown in Sacramento, if you guys are caught up. And going in, I kind of knew when I moved back home, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be alone for however long I'm here. It's a much smaller population. It's also vibe-wise not
No.
my type of people. I'm obviously open to it still, but I know it's like obviously gonna be, oh my god, what did I do here? It's always gonna be like more unlikely, so I kind of accepted that going in. Also, I kind of just thought to myself, if I couldn't find anyone to date in LA, like,
Yeah.
how am I gonna find someone in Sacramento? Got memoir candlelit evening. Kind of smells like a woman. That seems to be.
Oh,
my
it does.
But I kind of like that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, they're busting over right now. Are you the type that would like come in fashionably late?
To a date?
Yeah. I think personally, I would like to not be the first one to show up.
I do think I was often running late for dates, but I was rarely meeting someone.
Mm.
Because I was mostly dating in college, and usually they would pick me up, I would say.
Picking you up?
Yeah. Which is like
Scary.
dangerous in the real world, but in college it wasn't weird.
I've done it before. In college,
I
it
mean,
makes sense.
Jeff picked me up. Yeah, I guess I was still in college, but he was a random boy from Hinge.
You're a woman.
I know. Risky of me.
That's very risky.
I don't know, I guess I
You're
just
just
trusted
ballsy.
I trusted my judgment. I was always going on dates with people I'd been talking to for like weeks. But I would not advise that, especially if you live in a city. I've heard some horror stories.
Really?
Did I ever tell you Did I ever tell you the story about my friend in LA who like went home with a murderer? Did we talk about this?
I've never gone nervous for a date before.
Really? Why do you think that is? Stakes are low?
I've probably never gone on a date with someone that I'm like, wow, this person's so cute.
Mm.
I'm always just like, yeah, let's just go on a date. If I was going on a date with like a supermodel, maybe I'd be like, actually I have gone on a date with a model.
Oh.
But I guess they weren't really my type.
Mm. So you don't feel like you've been on a date with someone that you were like obsessed with?
Yeah, I've never been on a date with someone where I'm like, you are my type 100%.
But do you see people like that? You've just never gotten to like go on a date with them?
Yeah, I see people.
Have you attempted to?
I've never flirted with someone in person before. But I also, that's what I want to get good at. I want to just be able to come up to someone, because I could just have conversation with someone. That was a big question for me. How do people flirt in public and just go up to someone and start flirting? But then I learned recently, oh, you could just come up and compliment something.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I really like your sweater.
That's the easiest way to do it. And you can use a compliment as an in to a conversation. Do you
To
feel
do
like
it.
there's a way to flirt subtly enough where you're like not making it so obvious that you're risking rejection, but you're kind of feeling out if there's mutual interest? I feel like, yeah, you need to like expose yourself to rejection so it doesn't scare you so much.
Yeah. Did you go through that?
I feel like as a girl, you're kind of in this dynamic where you can just kind of wait. I did at certain points get more bold where I was doing more initiating, but it was normally like in a...
I would have loved you seeing you in your flirty era.
I know, it was kind of crazy. It was like in circumstances that were emboldening, like if I was at a party or something, like I just didn't have the same level of fear. It's kind of like a thing where like you would build up the courage, you would do a few times, and then you would get rejected and crawl back into yourself, and then you would build up the courage again. Like it's kind of like a cycle.
I gotta practice.
Yeah, the rejection staying things, and then you might not put yourself out there for a bit, but then eventually you get the courage back up.
I got 8 minutes till the date.
Home stretch.
What are topics I should bring up?
Hopefully it flows naturally if the date's going well.
Sometimes I feel like that doesn't matter. Sometimes I'm super direct. What do you like? Like, what are your hobbies?
Yeah, that's
I always
one of
do
my
that.
favorites.
I also find, since because I keep going lately, keep on going on these dates where I don't live here, so it doesn't matter. There's like no pressure about anything.
How does that affect like the conversation you make though? Because it's like you're not trying to suss them out for a relationship necessarily.
I think it kind of makes it so I can genuinely get to know who they are.
Without like expectation?
Yeah, because there's no, the expectation is we're never going to see each other again.
Right.
Which is kind of nice. And it helps me kind of practice my skill.
And does it make you feel like the date is pointless ever?
No, because I really value human connection and meeting new people. It's never pointless.
Okay. I like
Unless they're hella boring. I don't know if I've really had that bad of a date before.
That's a
Other than
really
my first
lucky-
date ever. Yeah.
That was your worst one?
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. I've had dates that like on the surface may have been going okay, but internally I was like, oh no, this is not.
I probably have like, oh, you're not as cute as I thought. Actually, rarely. A lot of times they turn out cuter than
Oh,
I
that's
think when I
good.
actually meet them in person. I was asking her, do I look like my pictures? She's like, oh, it looks like the curated version of you. I
Which
was
is
like,
not a bad thing.
I was like, do I look like my pictures?
You do.
Okay.
They're like good pictures of you for sure. But you look like them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh wow, this guy is what I actually imagined.
Yeah, I would say so.
That's what I would say if I lied. Yeah. That's what I was. Yeah. About to go on my date. Here's the vibe. I'm gonna wear red sneakers. I think.
I think you look adorable.
I just look so like charming.
So effortless.
So charming, so confident.
So flirty.